Hello, and welcome to another episode here at GuardCast IRL. I hope everybody is doing well. Those of you that are watching currently, thank you for being here. And let me go ahead and get to my 1v1 section. All right. So, just like last night, we had our stream with Storm, and we're going to be doing it again tonight. So, and we're going to have our conversations and okay. So, we're going to be talking about this next clan, and if this is like your first time here, you have no idea what the fuck's going on. Basically, to kind of go over everything, this is my way of trying to hopefully be able to provide a service for the community and give another point of view when it comes to clan recruiting. For myself, I've built a couple clans myself, and so I've been in the recruiting game quite some time now, and yeah, I think it's something I'm pretty well experienced with, but this is not about me. But tonight we're going to be my guest is going to be Pestilence, and great guy. We got to have our little chat prior to the stream earlier this week, and I'm really looking forward to hearing more about his clan. And if you guys are not a part of his clan and you're curious, feel free to chat, up here in the live chat. That way you guys can, if you guys got any questions, he'll be more than happy to answer them. So all right, let me go ahead and switch over to the main section. I'm gonna drop this down. All right, here we go. All right, Pestilence, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, bud, I think we're on a roll at this point. So let's see. Okay, so go ahead and give us the lowdown on your clan. Kind of start off with, like, what it is that you guys are looking for, what kind of people or so, and just even tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So the group I just founded is called Salvation's Dissidence. We're a relatively new group. We have, as of today, 19 members. Fully inclusive, no discriminating, no toxicity, nothing like that. Our main goal is to become a Sherpa clan. Like, we want the new players to join us to learn any activities they have not done yet. We are primarily a PvE clan, but myself and a couple others, we do dabble in the PvP every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we participate. I can't really say it works out the way we want it to.
Right. Does it ever, though?
No, not in this game anymore.
So do you so you're talking a little bit more about being a Sherpa clan. What is the drive behind that? I'm real curious about that.
Well, I have 3,000 hours in this game, which kind of ages me a little bit. But mainly, it gives me enjoyment. Doing this game for so long, basically clearing every bit of content in the game, it does get stale after a while. So,
right.
Being able to get people in, teach them, and watch them succeed, it just gives personal fulfillment to me. Being able to say, hey, I helped this person.
Right.
and that's the main thing that started it. That and the whole purpose behind this game is to play as a team and to make friends, and I feel like this is a really good way of doing that.
Yeah, I've now have you what do you usually do, like a lot of LFGing, you know, or is it mainly through people that you bring into your clan and basically show them the ropes?
Naturally, being a growing community, try as hard as I can to just get, to recruit and bring people in as a core member of the group, as opposed to doing LFG. But yeah, we have reached out to LFG on numerous occasions, getting people, when spur of the moment want to run a raid and nobody's around to do it. But yeah, we do definitely try to build our core group up the most we can, though.
Now I noticed, I believe, like, how many members you got right now?
19.
19? Oh, okay. Because I believe I have 18 on the thumbnail, so.
Yeah, one joined late last night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just didn't want it to be like, I got like 18 on the thumbnail, but you guys got like 67 all of a sudden overnight, and I was like, oh shit, because I made that thumbnail just like last night. So
I wish. And we are not one of those groups that pad the numbers. I don't want to just fill the roster with bodies that just come in, grab the engrams, and leave kind of thing. I don't want that. I would rather have a group of 6 people who are just nonstop, go, let's do this, and they're really active, really chatty with the group, really friendly, as opposed to 60, 70 people that do absolutely nothing.
Right.
They don't talk in the chat, they don't communicate with you, they don't play with you, they just show up to get the free engrams and to say they're part of a group. I don't want that.
Right. Yeah, it could be real frustrating sometimes. I like to think that, because I'm more of, I like to do things like on the personal side. So like I would put out a clan post and then invite people over I'll bring them in chat, and kind of like what we're doing right now. And we just have a back and forth. And just kind of see where it is that they're at. A lot of times, or more times than not, they tend to be very open, and and we just kind of just talk about whatever. But every once in a while you get that one guy that's just like, he's just yapping the entire time, just like yeah and it's like, it's kind of hard to have a conversation with him. But a lot of the times it's like, well, you know what, I'll just go ahead and give it to you, because maybe I can get you to open, maybe I could crack that egg open just a little bit, later down the line. And maybe he's like a really cool guy or something. But but more times than not, we get in the chat and we're just chilling, and we're just talking about whatever, and I see what it is that they like and what is it that they're looking for. So, and I see that there's a lot of clans that actually do it that way, so I'm actually impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of that same way, where I would join a group. Well, my Destiny 1 group was immaculate. It was a really close-knit, like the raid team I had throughout year 1 of Destiny 1 and through like halfway Taken King, it was all people I knew in real life. It was my best friend, his cousin, and 3 of our other buddies. And it was so nice. That's all we needed back then. But everybody kind of went their own separate ways, got different jobs and everything. So our schedules didn't match up the way they used to. So I joined another group in D1, but when they found out we had to reset going into D2, they're all like, yeah, screw this, we're done. And they never picked up D2.
Oh, geez.
Well, so from vanilla D2 up until Shadowkeep, I was a solo player. through this, just doing LFGs, and I have seen the most toxic portion of this community. And then I've seen the exact opposite too. I've seen some of the nicest people in the world.
Oh, of course.
And then I finally joined one group, and I was with them for about, from Shadowkeep through Witch Queen, and then they just stopped becoming so active. They kind of just went their own separate ways. So I ended up joining my last group, and I was with them from Witch Queen up until a month and a half ago. And I mean, they're a really great group of people for the most part.
Right. Right.
One or two stragglers here or there. That's kind of iffy, but yeah. And so I've been around the block a time or two with this game, and every time I join a new group, I do kind of start with the whole answering yeah kind of thing. That's where I was going with this.
Right. Yeah.
Where I'm not very talkative at first till I get to know people, and
Right.
a lot of it has to do with my sense of humor. Not a lot of people get it, and so it takes a while for me to open up and really get to know people in this game. But now, being the one who created this, I needed to let those walls down and become the leader. So now, in case you haven't noticed, I do tend to ramble.
No, you're
So-
fine. You're not. You're good.
So, but yeah, I want this group to be an open invitation kind of thing. Come here, have a good time, complete anything you want to complete, and just meet some new friends.
Right. That's awesome. Now, there's like 9 of you guys in watching the stream right now. Could you do me a favor and hit the like button? Let's get some fresh faces in here. I appreciate it. Hit that like button, baby. Even hit the subscribe button if you like. Do all the things. I know it's kind of annoying sometimes. You gotta, be able to lower the screen so that you can hit the. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. We got 7 all right off the bat. Oh, you guys are bringing in the clutch. Hell yeah, let's go. Okay, so I was like, man, we got like a bunch of people and no likes. What the fuck? Come on now. All right, so here I figure I want to throw some at you. Have you ever tried like with an LFG, but you're like recruiting at the same time, where like you and a buddy of yours goes out into like whatever LFG forum and just like, we're just going to spend the day helping people, but we're going to see if we can use that as leverage to be able to invite them to our clan. Have you ever tried that?
In this group, I have not really had the time to, because I've had a lot of things outside of video games that stopped me from playing as much as I used to.
Right.
In my previous group, we would do that quite a bit. Yeah, we would do it constantly, and that's how we got to be so big. I think I got up to almost 90 members in that one.
Man.
And we would have 3 or 4 raid teams running at the same time, kind of thing. So yeah, it was we would do that. We would go to the D2 LFG Discord, and we would pull people in, try to recruit while teaching people. Sometimes it stuck, sometimes it didn't. There's some people that are like, oh yeah, we'll join, and then you send them the invite, and they just dip out. We met quite a few people through there though.
I found I tried doing that back in I think you could probably remember whenever Malfeasance first came out and you had to do that like strike mission.
Yeah, the different corrupted missions.
Yeah. And I so many people had issues with that. with that mission, even when they were 3 stacks, and they would just try.
It was mainly just that boss.
Yeah,
at
the
end of
end
that,
boss. Yeah, he's kind of annoying with the tether mechanic and shit, which I thought was like really cool. I think that was kind of like the beginnings of, because if you think back, like maybe that could have been the beginnings of what we are seeing now with like the Guardian Hive, you know, or the Hive Guardians. But I'm kind of glad that the Hunter one doesn't have tether. That would be annoying as fuck. I would rather, yeah, throw spectral blades at me all day. That's fine. You know, I could dodge those or just get blown up. That's fine. But
yeah,
I do the
only part
tethering
that's
around
really
here.
annoying about the projectiles, the projectiles that the Lucid Hive throw, both the Void and the Solar, is that they track so much.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's like the only really annoying part about them. Other than that, they're pretty easy to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of times you can avoid it, but when they're on point, they're on fucking point.
Yeah.
Fuck. So.
Especially in that GM content where they look at you and you melt.
Yeah. Now, have you ever tried just like chill, like you and a group of guys chilling at the tower, and then like going through the roster, picking up anybody that might be, you know, without a clan? Have you ever tried that? Just kind of.
That was the only way to do it in D1.
I know, that's like, well, I tried that one time, and it was actually pretty successful for the most part. It was just like, man, this feels weird as fuck, bro. Like,
Well,
bringing them, like you're a bunch of people surrounding one person, and then we lure them down to Zavala's office. I mean, it's just like, you know, if I was in their shoes, this would be weird.
Like the most difficult thing about trying to recruit while you're live in game, one, the text chat is just all messed up. I mean, you can sit there and type something out for like a recruitment post or something like that, and you're typing for a good 45 seconds to a minute, then you hit enter, and they're like, "Oh, you're sending messages too quick," and you gotta do it all over again.
Oh yeah.
Like I've tried Tower, you know, social spaces. I go to the Cosmodrome. Figured, you know, best place to get newer players to teach them would be Cosmodrome, where all the new light stuff takes place. And then, yeah, I mean, I put a couple there, and you know, always there's some toxic player. Oh, go post an LFG, not here. What are you doing? And so, kind of gets discouraged when you do it in game. But I'm hoping this new LFG feature they're bringing out in final shape makes it streamlines it, makes it a lot easier.
I was just about to ask you about that because I swear to you, whenever I watched the video, I think we were talking about this last night, that I'm pretty confident to say that there was a clan recruiting section for the LFG. So I'm really hoping that actually turns out really well, and because maybe that might help out a lot, you know, people not having to go to the third party systems, you know, because I feel like everybody's so spread out, you know, because you have people that are recruiting on Reddit, another spot like Facebook, and then you also have GamerLink. Those are kind of my three. Or you go through the companion app. You can go through that. But those are the only four that I could think of when it comes to trying to recruit folks.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah, like you said, Reddit, the LFG, the forums on the Bungie page. I'm gonna have to stop and give a shout out to my best friend right now. Your mom's a hoe. Okay, back on track.
I think he said something that you don't like.
Yeah, he's sending me all sorts of messages right now. But yeah, So yeah, I mean, yeah, recruitment is definitely has its dry spells, especially when you get one person that kind of badmouths you. We were,
Oh yeah.
I was watching last night, and when he was talking about having that one kind of really toxic player that started all sorts of drama and stuff. We just had one.
Oh man.
And when I say no toxicity, I mean no toxicity. Like, if we bullshit back and forth, talk shit on each other, that's fun. That's one thing.
Well, of course.
But this guy that joined, I'm not going to mention his name, just in case he decides to stumble upon this and starts talking shit more.
He's like, hey, I was just in his clan. Let's see what this is about. And he hears you, hears you talking shit about.
But so we are based in America. I mean, most of us, like I'm Central Time. Most of us are rather Central or Eastern.
Yeah.
He is from Australia, so big time difference. He knew that joining, and he said, "Oh yeah, it wouldn't be a problem. I'm up all hours a night, no problem."
Yeah.
And ran a couple raids with him. Everything was going fine. And then he one day just pinged in general saying, "Hey, I get woken up all hours of the night for you guys pinging wanting to run stuff, and now nobody's on when I'm up, and it's bullshit." And I'm reading this, I'm at work, and I'm reading it, and I finally post, I was like, there's two solutions here. Like, you rather mute your notifications so we don't disturb you while you're sleeping, or you have to, find people in your time zone to play with. I was like, I don't know what you expect me to say after this.
See, that's another thing that's really hard is trying to, because I've had really good guys I've played with that live overseas, on the other side of the pond. And bro, sometimes it could be really rough depending on their life schedule. And
I mean, there's a guy I played with. There was a guy I played with that was in Indonesia in my last group. He was full 13 hours ahead of me.
Right. And you kind of feel guilty because you're just like, well, I want to be able to try to find some people that are on that side of the planet, but it seems like it's harder to recruit those kind of guys when you're on this side, when it's like, hey, we do have a few on this side if you want to join, but they typically want to stick to close to their time zone, which I don't blame them. Because you might only get like a couple people at a time, but you're not going to get enough to do a raid that all live in like the UK, unless if you get lucky.
Yeah. So which we're not simply saying, hey, if you're not in America, you can't be here. We'll accept from locations all around the world. It's just you got to be patient with us and understand that you may not get to play with us until I get more people that are in your time zone, or you can adapt your schedule for us, because I can't, all of us have jobs, and we can't completely uproot our lives and work a night shift, and that way we can be home during the day to play when you're there.
Yeah, so, I'm going to take a night shift job just so I can play with you. That's I mean, you get a time differential, I guess, too, so I mean, you get a little more pay if that's the route you want to go with, but that's not exactly a good selling point for me. So
so it is. I mean, I did night shift for almost 10 years. I liked it.
Yeah, I tried that. I mean, I did more than try. I worked the construction job, and then we that sucked. It was 6 days a week, 16 to 18 hour nights, and so you only have one night off. Boy, yeah, no, that I did that for a season, saved up enough money to get me a house, and that was it. I was out. I was like, I'm gonna get me a normal job. And then I worked at a factory and worked there for a few years, 12-hour shifts and all that good stuff. And just, fuck, man, It's rough. I actually watched well, I probably shouldn't say on stream, but it was not good one night, and it kind of got me thinking. Of course, you know, I wasn't at his age, but at the same time, I'm just like, I might want to rethink what I'm going to do with my life. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to be off night shift now. Even though it does feel like I have less time, even though I work about 20 less hours.
Right. Yeah.
It's mainly that I actually sleep at night. When, you know, while I was working nights, I'd sleep 3-4 hours tops.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I guess nobody knows my actual identity, except for a few people. But I actually used to. So my old job, I was basically working by myself, and that's actually how I swapped from PC from Xbox. I bought a laptop to actually take into work, and I would sit there and play Destiny all night at work.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So I'd rather do that, or I'd sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, it made it where during the day I really wasn't sleeping that much, and after a while my body just started hating me. So I finally just said, screw it, got off a night shift, and no turning back now.
I did when I was really into the night shift at my last job, I was more of it was really before I really got into Destiny. You know, I'm an old COD head, so I guess you would say. And so I played a lot of Call of Duty, and if it wasn't Call of Duty, it was Skyrim. But I played that a lot, and I don't know, it just, but I was up all night too, right? So, but whenever I started my, you know, where I'm working at now, I work normal hour days, you know, just that 9 to 5. It's, I don't know if it's like I have less time to game. Maybe cause I put in like 3,000 hours into Destiny, I feel, and it's like, but I'm also like the casual gamer, so I'm not like one of these hardcore players that could sit there and play for 12, 13 hours, you know, all the time. Now, I mean, I could push a really good session here and there, but I gotta have breaks now. Shit.
This is all I do. If I'm not working, I'm gaming.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so what else about your clan? Like, any other details that you were liking to share?
Oh, let's see. We already touched bases on the teaching aspect, and we even have a select few people that will do Gambit, even though we will hate you in the morning for it. we will slot your Gambit.
I thought everybody loves Gambit. What do you mean?
Oh, that is an abysmal
okay,
game type that needs to be retired.
Do you like Gambit better now, or back when it was like when we still had Gambit Prime and shit?
Yes, I miss Gambit Prime more than anything else.
Me too.
But yeah, there's no love for it, and there's no redeeming qualities for it. We were just me and a clanmate Dark were going through and doing the Malfeasance quest.
Right.
So I already have it, but he needs it, and
you're doing all the invader kills for him?
This character, since it's character bound, not account bound, you know, the quest, and I don't like the clutter of quests, and I don't like abandoning quests, so I'm just doing it.
Right.
So yeah, we did got all the modes banked and the matches won, and now we're just doing the invader kills, and it's rough.
Oh,
it is a rough thing trying to play invader. With things like I was cussing this thing the other day, and I can't remember. Leviathan's Breath. One shot body shot with a bow.
Oh,
like, come on.
Bro, that thing is so good when it comes to invade with. It is so good. Just one shot everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so nice. I mean, it takes like, yeah, you got like that really slow draw. So if someone knows exactly where you're at really fast and they can rush you, yeah, it could be a little difficult, but fuck, dude, I love that bow. I'm big about bows anyways. Like that was the greatest selling point for me when it came to Forsaken. When Forsaken, like that's all you needed to tell me. There's going to be bows in the game, yes please. And I swear I dropped that $40 so fast.
So there are two things I don't like about bows. First of all, you can't just hold unless you're running Oathkeepers, you can't just hold the draw indefinitely.
You don't need to. You don't need to.
And then my other thing I don't like about bows is that they do the exact job as scout rifles, but better.
That's right. That's right.
Like I am a scout rifle guy. Like D1 was always using scout rifles for everything, and now they're not horrible, but they need a good another good 10% buff to be more viable in PvE.
But you really don't want a scout rifle meta.
That's why they don't do it
rifle,
that way. You're not sitting there GMs just with a scout rifle.
Just
people already
fucking laning everything.
I'm talking because they can split the sandboxes up. They're starting to be able to actually tune stuff specifically for PvE versus PvP.
Right.
And that's what they like. Leave PvP stuff alone. They're fine PvP.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm good with them in PvP, and I don't lane either. Like
I think everybody should have to use white weapons in PvP.
So
no
I
exotics,
am
no
a little
nothing.
bit. Yeah, I think the same way. If they were to strip PvP back and make it more like Halo-esque, I think you'd have a damn good PvP mode. Problem is, that's not what Destiny is.
No, it's not.
You're basically stripping back what makes Destiny Destiny.
I agree.
I think it'd be a really good like rotator playlist to have, but make an overall Crucible that way it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it definitely would be rough. But at the same time, they are working with I guess they got in labs now for it's kind of like it was less whatever it's called. Damn, I just seen it.
Yeah, I haven't been on this week because, I guess we tried to run Crota last night, but the server's been on fire, so I haven't. I haven't even
tried. I haven't even tried today. I mean, it wasn't too bad last night, but I didn't even try today because I knew that they were doing that update. So I don't even know what the servers are like right now.
Yeah, the new game mode makes your cooldowns a lot longer.
Yeah.
And it slows down your TTK. So I mean, it's getting there, but it's still not. It's just gonna be a little bit slower paced than what Crucible is now. That's really what it boils down to. I mean, it's still not going to be like a completely even playing field because you're still going to have people with the god tier weapons that you don't have and can't, some people can't get their hands on. And that is one of my biggest things about wanting to be a Sherpa clan is, you got, your god tier stuff that's locked behind raids, or, like Fatebringer and Doom and Touch. I'm a pulse rifle guy too. Like Collective Obligation is really good in PvP when it really has no reason to be.
Right.
Things like that are locked behind the end game activities. Being able to take people through that and get those things, because that was, and my best friend. That's a main reason he doesn't want to even pick up the game and play with me anymore on it is the fact that how much stuff, if you take a break, you can miss out on. So my goal is to make it where people don't miss out on the stuff. They can hop on, we can run whenever they want. You just gotta worry about your RNG after that.
Yeah. Now within your clan, do you guys have stuff like someone who's like in charge of raids, like like your main what I called one, it was a raid commissioner. We always designated like one person to be like the main handler of raids, that can teach him, and he's very level-headed. And then we always made sure to have a raid bitch, so they can.
So right now we are small enough where it's normally the same people that are running them. So
right.
We use the Apollo bot, so you can make your own events. And, people can choose if they want to join them or not. Like we don't designate people. Like, let's just say if they're like, hey, Pestilence, you are, you make all the raids happen, and try to designate that. We don't do that.
Just kind of let everybody do it on their own.
Yeah, everybody in the server. I just pinned the message on here earlier with the instructions on how to use Apollo, so people can make their own. Not just raid, any activity in the game. Run GMs, run trials, anything like that. You can make your own event, and people can sign up for it, and it'll give you, ping you when it's, I think it's 15 minutes before the activity starts. So
right.
Yeah, but I don't dictate like that. I mean, I let people do their own thing. I find that's a lot better way, because it makes people, if they want to get stuff done, they have to actually converse with one another, as opposed to just relying on the one person to throw everybody in.
So
that's kind of how I envision doing things.
Right. Sounds awesome, actually. I might have to keep that in mind myself. What are your bugaboos? I mean, we all got one, or at least that one thing that you just don't like.
You mean content wise or clan structure wise?
Well, when it comes to like recruiting or clan wise, things that happen within your clan, I'm sure you got one.
My biggest, and it's more just like a irritating thing, is when somebody joins and within 2 minutes they leave. Like, that's so, because
right?
That's what's going on, is they join just long enough to get the clan banner, grab the engrams that you've collected for the week, and then they just dip out.
Oh, and it's even worse when you're sitting there chilling, vibing, you're good, like you were chatting, beforehand. And
we had that happen the other day. Like,
it's like, what the hell, dude?
I meant to message this guy.
I thought we had a thing going on here,
Yeah, he joined. I talked to him for like 2 hours in chat.
Right.
And then I went to sleep. The next day we started a raid up. He joined the raid. I think I was at work when they started the raid. He was in for the first encounter and then just dipped out, left the server and everything when everything was going smooth. Like, no idea. He just disappeared.
Oh, jeez. God damn.
So we have no idea what happened to that guy.
I mean, I guess you put in a couple hours of his time just to get a couple of engrams. I mean, Jesus Christ.
So that's the only thing I could think of. So, I mean, it wasn't like he was some elitist who has 5,000 hours in the games, complete everything multiple times. He took a break for like 2 or 3 years and came back. So,
oh, jeez.
So I mean, it was technically with considered just new subclasses and everything, how everything's restructured. It's almost like a new player all over again.
Oh, I know it. Like, I've had people that are like, yeah, I quit like shortly after Forsaken. I'm like, oh my god. You missed so much. I mean, the game is not the same, dude.
And there's even aspects of the game I'm still learning after all this time. Like, I was never really a build person. Like, I never.
Oh, I love builds, man.
I was never into character building in this until Void 3.0. And
yeah.
after that, it started taking off. So I'm dabbling into it, but me being a warlock main, I'm mainly stuck on that, and I really don't mess with the other classes at all.
Well, I really like how they structured the seasons now, because when they started doing the 3.0 light subclass changes, I did not like that it was like this subclass rotator, like the most overpowered solar for this entire season, arc for this entire season. I mean, that's all the basically in your artifact, you know, all those perks that are added to it. It's just like, well, fuck me, man. It's like I want to play my void, but you're kind of forcing me into playing solar the entire season.
Yeah,
And, which I didn't mind. I didn't mind, but I was just like, I'm ready to really get in there and start playing with my other subclasses. But luckily they kind of moved away from that. And from what I hear for like Forsaken, how they're going to structure everything, especially with the artifacts, dude, that's going to be awesome. Like where they're just going to be stacking it, where you're going to have more options after each of the episodes, or not episodes, acts. They'll have it with the axe, and I think that's just awesome.
Yeah, the main thing with the artifact is they gave each subclass its season or two to shine. You know, to I mean, become the overpowered thing, and they swap it up. That way they can change the meta.
Yeah, which I didn't mind it at first, but it's like, man, I really want to play my void. I'm stuck on solar.
I mean, they have to. They have to swap it up in order to keep it fresh. I mean, if it's just the same stuff season after season, then the game's gonna get really stale. So that's.
Oh, I love that they changed it up.
That's why they changed the artifacts. And I would say this season is probably the closest they have to making it where all the subclasses are more viable.
Yeah, exactly.
Like on even playing field, because here we got the elemental orbs on all the classes.
Dude, I love those things, dude. Oh my god. I
guess with the exception of stasis. Stasis
is just so. I think I have a decent enough stasis build because I've went with the electric ice mode on my hunter, and so basically I took those new gauntlets for the hunter that throws moths, and I'm really liking that so far. And I use Trinity Ghoul, and I use that the stasis fusion, whatever the fuck it's called right now, and then I like a rocket launcher. Riptide. Yeah. And I'm actually feeling it. It's actually doing pretty well. Usually I have like where I pick up the shards and stuff like that, but it seems like the survivability, because you know, as hunters, you know, we're squishy, so, but I enjoy being squishy, but or at least like a hunters. Glass cannon. Hey, you know, it's a skill issue. I get it. It's cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's the main reason I like warlocks, is because it's kind of like the hybrid of both. Yeah, you can have, you know, with Icarus and well skating everything, which I can't do well skating to save my life, but it's got the more agility the way the hunter does, but yet, you know, the way warlocks are, you build it right, it's just a complete tank the way Titans are too.
Right. I've tried the whole Titan and the warlock, bro. I just can't get that float down. I like literally I started a Titan because I was like, you know what, I'm not much of a caster, but maybe I could be a crown eating knucklehead for a little bit.
Everybody can be a crown eater.
Right? So I'm just like, if I want to play Destiny on easy mode, I just go with a Titan. The
only question is, which color tastes the best?
Right? It'd be purple. That's great. Yeah. But anyway, so I started that, and I think this was back in I think before Forsaken, when we still had Gaul. You know, I was going to go through the main with the Red War, and dude, I think I made a couple jumps in the first scene, and I'm like, nope, I ain't doing it. I couldn't make that damn jump. I'm like, nope, I can't do it. I know. I tried to do it. I'm already shit at jumping puzzles. This would make it worse. So.
The main thing is you gotta teach your brain the exact opposite what you do with a hunter. Like hunter, how you activate your second jump at the top of your first jump.
Yeah.
Warlock is the exact opposite. You just double tap it right away.
Yeah.
And that's how you go higher and farther.
Yeah.
That's the main fight right there.
Right. Yeah. And then I tried a warlock and then tried to dodge because I was going to make my warlock kind of like the PvP character. Like I was just going to play PvP as a warlock. But I kind of had this whole build idea, you know, with the warlock and get into the because they had the it's the whatever, the where they can jump and teleport jump or whatever. And I was actually going to try that and use that in PvP, and it's same thing. I try to dodge and I'm dropping a well, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. I am a born hunter, dude. I can only play hunter. So
Blink and Destiny 1.
Blink, that's what it was.
So good. Blink and Destiny 1 felt so good.
I don't like Blink.
And then they changed
even on
it.
a hunter.
They changed it when this game came out. And I think they just recently made some changes to it where it feels better, but it doesn't feel as good as it did before.
Right.
But then when you use Astrocyte Verse, the exotic helmet, then it gets back to the more D1 style, where it feels really good.
Right.
I don't like Blink myself necessarily, mainly because I'm old and my hand-eye coordination isn't as good as it used to be, and neither are my reflexes. So, to me, blinking kind of distorts my aiming and everything. So
yeah.
I tend not to blink because of that.
Yeah, I just kind of gave up on it. I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to be a hunter.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but then again, most of my PvP experience was Halo 3, and so that more slow, methodical gameplay as opposed to just balls to the wall movement everywhere.
Right. So what, like, when do you guys usually do like your big trying to recruit? Like what part of the season or they like to do? Because I know, like, for me, when I was recruiting for my clans, I like to do it a lot of the times near the end of the season. Maybe not like right at the end, right before the next season starts, but pretty much like on the back end of the season.
I've actually noticed right at the back end of the season or right at the beginning of the season is prime time. You got new content coming out, so people are like, yes, let's do this. They hop back in.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I don't ever go dry on it. I don't stop. So I constantly, which I think I'm breaking the Reddit rules on the whole clan recruitment thing, but I post, if not every day, every other day, I post on there.
So you're constantly posting.
Yeah, so I'm constantly trying.
Jeez.
But being an upstart thing, people are more likely, they're more likely to go for the more established ones as opposed to going to us. So starting a new group this far in is pretty difficult.
It is.
Your biggest clans out there, they rather add everybody and their mother into it just to pad the numbers, or they've been around since basically day one in order, so they've had the time to really build that big community up.
Yeah, I would really like to try to contact one of those mega clans. Like, the people that are like flexing, 10,000 members. I'm just thinking, is that really a clan? I mean, it's like a community for sure, but fuck, goddamn.
So
that's just I couldn't imagine having to mentally deal with that. Like, how would you deal with that? I mean, you got so many people in there that you get lost if you're a newcomer. Like, you might get to meet a couple people, but depending on how long they've been there, they're already pretty much clicked up and within a clan at that number.
Yeah.
Especially if you got several clans together.
And that can actually, go from, or depending on the organization of that group. I mean, there was like one of the groups I joined. I tried joining when I was a solo player. It was one of those big groups that had like 6 or 7 different sister clans, and they had Discord, which back then, before I swapped the PC, be on Xbox, it was I think it was called Sparrow or something. There was it was a Discord plugin basically for Xbox, but it wasn't actually Discord, or like it was Discord but not Discord. It was Discord on the for the app, but not the name. So that's how I did it with them, and they had it where whichever one you were joining, that was the part you would see in the Discord. So they'd have a role, you sign up and say, hey, I'm alpha team or beta team, you click your role, and those would be the only servers, the only channels you would see. So it was more organized that way.
Right.
I really don't plan on getting that big. Like I got to set realistic expectations for this group. like I don't expect it to be that
I just want
big.
enough people to like raid every once in a while, It's like I don't need that many people. Jesus Christ.
So I want this group to be big enough to where, if there's some spur of the moment thing where, oh yeah, let's throw a raid together here in the next hour. Just we have enough people to boom, 6 people right there.
Right.
I don't like having to reschedule stuff because we don't have enough people, or LFG because there's not enough active members. That is my goal, is to make it where if somebody wants to do something, there's always enough people to do it, and they don't have to find other methods of completing it.
Yeah. I hate it when like you didn't have enough members at the time and you got a group of guys that just want to try to do a raid and then they have to LFG out. It sucks. But
which, I mean, like I said, we do, simply because we're still growing and getting everybody's time schedules down, work schedules, kind of weird. Plus, football season being here, I got 3 or 4 hours out of the weekend I'm not available now. So.
Yeah. Gotta watch that game, baby. Gotta watch that game.
So yeah, I mean, we were as far as activities we were running, I mean, we got a Master Crota set up for tomorrow night. We're planning on doing our second teaching run for VOW this weekend. We taught 4, basically, it was just me and one other guy that knew everything, so we were teaching 4 people it, and we blew right through it basically. So yeah, I mean, we got activities scheduled, so hopefully if we don't have everybody available on short notice like this, we'll LFG and get people in here, and hopefully they can become new members.
Hell yeah. Oh, and you're more than welcome, like, since you're in my server, you're more than welcome if you guys need to like try to pick someone up. You could try to try to get some people out of my area if you need to. So
I'll steal all of your members.
Yeah. You could try. I mean, shit.
I'm a vulture.
It's like, come on, you don't even like him. Come on, you know you want to come hang out with us. We're so much cooler.
We have candy over here.
We got candy and drugs over here, man. Don't do drugs, kids, all right, and stay in school. But yeah, man, yeah, it's the whole, I really enjoyed doing the clan recruiting and meeting new people. And to be honest, if it wasn't for that, I guarantee you I probably wouldn't be playing Destiny if it wasn't for like the people I've met. you know, just because I don't feel like Destiny is just a one player game. I know there's a lot of people that play it solo and do just fine, but you know, I feel like it's just really meant to be played with others. And hell, it doesn't even, you don't even have to be playing the damn game. You could just be fucking around in the tower, just hanging out and having a good time. And I really enjoy that.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of times what I'll do, I do feel like this game, to an extent, everything should be able to be played solo. Like, I feel like if you want to sit there and just grind strikes out, you should be able to turn solo, like solo self-found or something on, and just go through strikes by yourself if you want. And then you could opt in to do matchmaking. I do think that would be beneficial in some aspects.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a whole, it would make people better. You know, with the difficulty changes, everything they did. If you opt in to play solo, you're actually having to do such harder content by yourself, then you're going to become a better player.
Right.
So, and then you're going to challenge yourself more.
Yeah, I mean, we have the solo dungeons and stuff like that, solo flawless.
Yeah.
So, and you get an emblem for that, which I think is really awesome, and kind of flex around with that. I kind of miss doing those nightfalls though. And you can get that, like, the special emblem, and every time you put it on, you're in like a social area, like the tower. You get like that glowing halo around you, and it shows like your score and shit, dude. I don't know
why they had to change that.
I hated that they took that shit away, because I can't even remember. I couldn't even tell you what the damn strike was anymore, or the nightfall. But I think we established like over 200k on the points. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. And that was when you had to use the modifiers. You had to select your modifiers, and whatever modifiers you had the right combination to be able to give you the most output. And we were just running like crazy.
I mean, I understand, the scorecards and why they did it. It made it where, if you wanted to complete it, but you weren't that good, or you just wanted to be on easy mode, you could just hurt your score, but you could, make it a lot easier on yourself and still go through and get it done.
Right, yeah.
But I actually prefer it this way. I feel like GMs, like I don't do GMs a lot, because I don't think that's worth the rewards you get out of it. Last week we hammered out a lot being double loot. But normally it's like, hey, if somebody else needs help doing them, I'll do them. But I don't go out of my way to do them.
Right.
Mainly because I don't think the rewards are worth it. If they were to up the rewards, I would do it constantly. That being said, I absolutely love how difficult they are. I love the challenge. But the rewards for the challenge need to be worth my time, and normal ones are not. Right.
Yeah, I find that's the only thing I need to do is just do a single GM, and then I'll have the game platinum at this point, because that's the only thing I need to do. I have not done a single GM ever, and it's like, I mean, yeah, you can get the
take
adept.
You through one. I think this week is Devil's Lair, so be a good one to do.
Yeah. Actually, Devil's Lair wouldn't be too bad. But the thing is also, it's like, yeah, you can get the adept weapon and everything, but I don't know. I just don't have that drive. I'd rather do a dungeon. Like, I prefer dungeons. I prefer dungeons over raids, to be honest.
Until they put enhanced perks on adept strike weapons, I don't see a reason to do them. Yeah, you got your adept mods, your range stability, big ones mod and all that stuff, which is more beneficial for PvP than it is PvE. I mean,
Right.
you got your big one spec is your main one, where you combine your major and boss spec together. That's your main one. Which most people are gonna put on rather heavy or something like a grenade launcher or fusion rifle. But in all reality, you don't need it. Kind of thing. It's not really detrimental if you use a normal one versus, an adept. It's not that detrimental by any means.
Right. I mean, from how I understand it, it gives you a little bit of a boost, but it's not like overpowered or anything like that. You could probably feel the change. I think it's more of a flex. It's like,
it is. That's
like
all,
a time
that's all
loss. Yeah, you get the time loss weapon from doing the master raids or whatever. It's just, I think it's more of a flex. Be like, I did the hardest content there is, and here's my weapon to show it.
Raids, I'm more apt to do it simply because the raid weapons, the raid adept weapons, actually come with enhanced perks. So that way you're getting both of them. That's their way of making. They had to do that because craftable weapons in raids ruined raids. I think. I honestly think that because now all you gotta do is get all the patterns and boom, hey, I don't have to do this anymore. You get all the patterns, you get the exotics. Hey, I don't have to do this raid anymore because I have every weapon craftable, I have the exotic, all this stuff, so I have absolutely no reason to run it.
Yeah.
Other than just the sake of running it.
How often can you get that weapon though? To get the red border?
Actually, quite a bit.
You could farm it, but
so RNG. I prayed to RNGesus apparently. Day one,
every night,
day one King's
every single night, right before bed.
Day one King's Fall. We got stuck at War Priest for the day, like everybody else did, for the most part. But the 3 drops. The first chest out of going after you open the portal, the first secret chest, and then totems. All 3 of those drop me red border dooms.
Oh jeez.
So my first 3 drops were all red border dooms.
And you only need 2 more.
Yeah, and I got them the next day.
Well, I guess it's a good thing that because at first I remember when they first implemented the crafting system. Which I really liked. The only criticism I would really have when it comes to like the crafting is I kind of wish they can make all weapons craftable. I assumed that that's what the case was, but apparently not. But at first it was all you needed was 3, and then we had Season of the Haunt, and then you had to have 5. And it's like, oh my god. And there were some of those weapons, it was hard to try to get, like the Ostringer hand cannon. Everybody was trying to get that so that you could be top tier in PvP. And you can craft your own with the god roll. Now, how do you feel about the change where you can literally just use materials to be able to upgrade them now? I'm kind of mixed on it. It's like, it kind of simplifies it. It makes it a little easier, or a lot fucking easier, should I say? But it does kind of take away that challenge of having to actually use the weapon to level it up.
So I understand why they did it. I'll say this first. I don't mind it necessarily because it's just weapon kills. Woohoo, weapon kills.
Yeah, it's either you spend material or you're sitting there
yeah. So they didn't do it. They didn't do it to save people time. They did it to cost them more time. Because think about it. You can go grab a Shiro cheat checkpoint. You can level weapon up in 20 minutes. Get 20 minutes to a half hour. You can get everything you need. Boom. Then you go craft it. But now you can skip that 20 minutes. You spend all your enhancement cores and everything getting it up there. But now you have to go grind all that stuff out and get all those materials back. So now you're having to
unless
spend
if you have like a whole, unless if you have a you know, 700 matter weaves sitting in your vault right now.
I don't think you can use those anymore. I think they
dismantle them.
They turn into glimmer. Oh yeah,
they do into enhancement. Yes, they do. I know because I just did that.
That benefits the veteran players who do this. But you got people like even me. We were talking the other night about I completely deleted my account. I deleted all my characters, my vault, my inventory, and then I deactivated my cross save and completely started fresh. And so I don't have all those materials.
Why would you do that?
To get rid of the burnout. I mean, it was one of those things where while we were building my last group, I was like the only warlock main. So if we were going to do any raids, any GMs, anything like that, I would have to be there with the being a well lock. And it made me burn out bad. Like I was ready to give it up. I was ready to completely be done with this game.
Wow.
And like it wasn't like oh no, fuck this game sucks. It wasn't anything against the game at all. I love this game. It's probably my favorite game. I'd say my third favorite game of all time, behind Halo 3 and Diablo 2. But so I had to do this to renew my love for it, because I was a complete warlock main, had all 3 characters at max level with at least double 100, if not triple 100 builds. I had all the god rolls, I had all the craftable weapons, all the raids. I was like, the only thing I was doing was filling out Catalyst. I didn't finish it. Like, that was like basically it.
And the only entertainment you would get is when the new season started.
Yeah, just sticking out for the narrative.
I mean, I can see why you would do something like that.
So this renewed my personal grind and my enjoyment of it. Going back there and redoing everything, rebuilding, finding all the right stats all over again. So it's probably a pretty dumb reason. I know a lot of people were giving me grief about it, and
it's kind of a shock. It's like, Jesus Christ, you put all that time and effort, and then
But
I mean,
I
can't say I can't say nothing, because trust me, like my wife, she gives me shit all about this all the time. I used to play a lot of Minecraft, right? And don't make fun of me, because we all play Minecraft. Not everybody wants to admit it. And I got into building like hardcore. So I'm like sitting here building castles and shit. And I would literally like build it, put in all like at like maybe like 15-20 hours into a build, and then just delete it. I'm just like, it's off on this one side. I don't feel like fixing it. I'm just going to delete the damn thing. And she'd just be like, why? How do you do that? It's like, I don't know. I didn't like it. Plus, I'm just in creative mode. It's nothing. I want to make it better. But so I kind of see that, but it's just, I couldn't see myself deleting my character. I'm too emotionally involved, too attached. I couldn't get rid of my guy.
I am indecisive as all hell. Actually, I kept the gear, but I didn't like the way my warlock looked, so I deleted it and started a new one 2 nights ago. And then I haven't had a chance to do anything since the server's been on fire. But I kept the gear and everything. So I don't have to restart there. It's got to redo the story grind, but at least it looks the way I want it to now.
Well, that's good. I know I got my I've been getting my oldest son to play a little bit of Destiny, and of course he's got to go Titan, so now I disown him, and we don't talk much anymore after that. No, but
you're adopted. Your parents don't love you.
It's a little hard to do that with him, you know, like some random squeaker. Yeah, but yeah, but he's like, he's just simple. He's just like, I just want to go kill stuff. I'm like, yeah, but you want to level up, right? Yeah. Okay, well, you gotta play the stories. You get all the stories because I already paid for it. And he just wants to go shoot stuff. It's, man, come on. I mean, you gotta play the game.
That's the name of the game, though. That's the name of the game, though. It's a looter shooter.
Of course, but I think I got him. Like, he likes strikes for sure. And then I showed him Dares of Eternity, and that was actually building him up really fast. He was getting a lot of loot out of it. And so we were sticking with that for a little while, and it seems like he enjoys that. It's simple, you know, it's just kind of straightforward, killed shit. We haven't gotten many builds put together because, for one, I don't even know a damn thing about Titan builds. So I would have to look into that. And then but he also has like one exotic, or no, I think he finally got two, but he really has literally nothing. So but we're trying to get his light level up high enough so that way we can go ahead and get that get him some builds put together. But
so they got the Ikora has those quests for getting different exotics. I think they're like 60 stat rolls on all of them, so they're not great, but Heart of Inmost Light on Arc Titan, yeah, it got nerfed pretty bad, but it's still pretty viable. Like, it's not a completely garbage exotic the way Starfire Protocol is now. So that'd probably be a good thing to start him off with.
Yeah, I just figured for right now he could just go kill shit. So.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the name of the game. In all reality, like, there's times, you know, like if I want to multitask, you know, I'll put a movie on or something, and I'll just slog through the strike playlist, you know. Get materials, just doing bounties and stuff, just to waste the time away, basically.
Yep, and collect engrams because you're trying to get that one rocket launcher with the perfect perks that you're looking for. Hell yeah. Yep, that's all you need. Shit. Ugh.
Yeah.
So I guess I mean, is there anything else you could think of that you would at least want to put out there? You know, like what kind of things, like, you know, day one, what to expect?
So, our activity, like, even if we don't play every day, we at least talk every day. We're not a completely silent group. You know, life happens. You know, we all got jobs. Well, I think like 98% of us do. So, you know, like, we aren't always gonna, you know, yet anyways, as we're going, we're not always gonna be there, but we certainly try to. Main thing is, if you do decide, you know, if anyone watching is not part of our group and would like to join, just know that we are a very patient group. We don't lose our cool. We don't get agitated. We don't belittle you for, you know, if you don't know a certain thing. Like, we will teach you, and we are here to help you.
Yeah, I know that's kind of hard to, sometimes it could be hard to get across. You know, some people just, you know, they have it rough sometimes. You know, they keep talking about, oh, you know, yeah, you can come, like, we would help you and stuff like that. And then once they get in, they're just like, they're lost in the weeds. You know, yeah. From the people I've recruited in the past, you know, a lot of the times that's what I run into. You know, they're just like, yeah, but I have nobody to play with. Nobody wants to talk to me. You know, because everybody's pretty much clicked up at that point, especially if it's an older clan. So it can be a struggle, you know, for newcomers.
Yeah. As far as, I mean, so there is kind of an asterisk by the patience thing though. Like if we're stuck on the same encounter for 2 hours, when it's not contest mode, because you can't you're not getting it, you keep making mistakes, like when people have lives outside of this, we can just breeze by it for that night, and then the next time we do it, you run the same thing until you get it. Like I understand,
Right.
nobody wants to run a raid for 8 hours because a teaching raid. People don't always have that time. So there are exceptions to the patience thing, but we're never going to get mad at you over it. We're never going
Right.
to kick you out over it. The only way you will not be welcome into our group is if you're toxic. I am about as middle aisle as you can get on a lot of politics and sexuality and all that stuff. I believe
Right.
you should be able to love whoever you want for whatever reason you want to love them, with the exception of the little ones. I also believe you should be able to hate whoever you want to hate because you are a human. You're able to have emotions. But it is within our right to think you're a massive piece of shit for hating people for the wrong reasons. So
there will be
and
consequences.
and we don't accept that. We don't want the hate culture. We are completely inclusive. Anybody that's in the LGBTQ, welcome. You won't be belittled. If somebody does start belittling you, they will be the ones promptly removed, not you.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it
like,
should be like, if anybody's really starting up drama and shit, it doesn't matter. For me, it was always like, come on, can we just all get along? We're all just trying to have a good time, play a video game. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Don't need to do all this extra bullshit.
Yeah. Other than that, like, I know we understand everybody has bad days, but we don't force you to be here. So if you're having a bad day and you're just grumps McGirt nonstop, don't bring your attitude to us. Don't take your aggressions out on us, because that will get you removed. Just don't be a dickhead. Like,
yeah.
That's all there is to it, really.
Just be cool, bro.
Yeah.
That's all. Just be chill. That's all you gotta do.
Like, you don't even have to be like Mr. Rogers or anything. Just
No.
be an acceptable human being and treat people with respect, and you can stay.
Bro, I can't stand a Mr. Rogers person either. Like, they just happy and cheery. It's like, man, just shut the fuck up. There's no reason to be that damn happy. I had a bad day at work. You coming here all chipper and shit. Fuck you.
I'm Mr. Rogers like all day at work. So.
Oh man, I'm not
again,
first thing in the morning. Everybody's like morning. I'm just like, they're like, what? What's wrong with you? It's like
when
I
you
wonder.
work in customer service, technically, that's technically what I do is customer service. Then, you kind of have to be like that.
Yeah,
So,
you gotta put on the face.
You have to be Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, you have to put on the face, for 8 hours, act like you like people. It's like, no.
So, but yeah, that about sums it up, really, on the type of people that I want in here. Just like I said, active, nice people.
Right.
And be, kind of on the lines of us being patient with you. You also need to be patient. Like, I know it can get frustrating when you're struggling with something. My last group, this guy, they were farming the I've been playing this game all this time. I still don't know that final boss's name. Pit of Heresy, getting the high stat armor from the boss.
Oh yeah.
And he was getting killed by all the ads, nonstop. I'm like, just stop and throw a grenade, kill the ads that way.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I said.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Shut the fuck up! I don't need you to tell me how to play this game. I know how to play this game." He starts screaming at me. It's like, don't sit there and complain about getting killed by everything. When I give you the valuable way to fix your problem, don't scream at me over that. Like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Like,
Now,
don't do that. Like, we are here to help you.
right. Now, are you guys big about like need galley type scenarios?
So,
you know,
no, like, we're not.
you gotta use
Like,
meta loadout.
obviously, everyone prefers the meta loadouts because it does the most amount of damage. You get through it faster.
Right.
But I don't force it. It's more like, or I should say, we haven't had to try to force anything yet. It's
Right.
been more like, it's like, hey, what works out for, like going through Crota. People are still trying to figure out exactly what is meta for Crota. If it's, try to mess with div and LMGs, or swords. Like, we use swords in ours. You just use Lament, or like Falling Guillotine, or something with like Whirlwind Blade and Relentless Strikes. It's like, do you have this? No? Okay, well, use what you got that can still be decent.
Yeah, like at least next level. I mean,
Yeah.
because one of the we used to do Scourge of the Past. Oh, this was back in the day. We used to run Scourge of the Past all the fucking time because that was the easiest way to do. And at the very end, everybody would load up with Whisper.
Yep.
And I just gotta say, if this was Call of Duty, this would be different. I could quick scope all day, just fine. I'm good at it. But for some reason, I cannot get the snipers down in Destiny. And you sit there and ask me to try to use a sniper rifle in Destiny, especially a heavy, like Whisper. Oh, it's rough for me, man. I don't know why. I've tried. Especially even if I tried to do it in PvP, because that's kind of like my main thing. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go quick scoping in PvP. No, it different.
Doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work like that. It's just different. I don't know if it's just the movement, the zooming in. I don't know. Something's off.
To me, sniping in this game is the same thing with hand cannons. Trying to get me to use a 120 or 140 hand cannon, I am terrible with it. I can't hit a fucking thing. But you put me to 180 though, I'm great. And I think it's on snipers. I think it's the extra reticle recoil of it. I think it throws me off. And then with hand cannons, it's the barrel recoil. Like, I just, your reticle stays where it's at, but the barrel moves, and I always,
you can almost feel the shot. Yeah,
I watch the gun, not the reticle, so I try to compensate overcompensate for it, and it throws me off. That's why I like 180s more.
Right. Yeah, 180s. I really like 180s, especially because I like to. Yeah, I'm a Luminarch user, but I've been using a Luminarch before it was cool. Where everybody was using it, especially in trials, and then they got it nerfed. It's like, all thanks, guys.
Lost all respect for you.
I'm sorry.
I bet you use Oathkeepers too, don't you?
Nope. Lucky pants.
Okay.
Lucky pants.
Okay, you gained a little bit of respect back.
Just a little bit though. No, I've always used Luminarch. Ever since Season of the Forge, and I fought I did that damn fucking forge so many times, and everybody else was getting it before I was, and it was pissing me off. Well, I finally got it, and I've been using it ever since. Because I would always go in with Luminarch, a hand cannon, and Lucky Pants. That is my loadout. That is my baby, and I am damn good with it. But every once in a while, I try to change it up, and I'll try to use another bow or something. But it's just Luminarch. It's just so nice, and I love it and now it's more like, okay, I can't use it quite the same that I was able to before because now it does like 3 tick damage. It was like, oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, they nerfed it pretty good, which is fine because I still use it. I just had to work on my playstyle. I have to change it up just a bit. And it's more of because I don't use the Luminarch to actually kill you all the time. I actually use it to kind of, peck you.
It's to trap you. Yeah.
And to make you nervous. To maybe throw you off a little bit and try to make you like try to run away from me, but then I swap to my hand cannon and I'm already pelting you.
There are 2 guns I hate more than two weapons I hate more than anything in that game in PvP. Le Monarch and Witherhorde. Because neither of them are good. They are just annoying as piss. Like that's all it is.
Witherhorde, yes, I totally agree with you. And I love using Witherhorde for Iron Banner.
They're by no means meta weapons. Unless you hit somebody dead on with Witherhorde, then they're dead. But But you can going strictly with Le Monarch, you're gonna get beat a lot of the time. Going strictly using that, only that, you're going to get beat a lot of time. Is simply the utility of it being an annoying weapon, because the moment you start taking that tick damage, you're like, oh crap, and you dip around the corner, and you're kind of trapped there. And you give the person who shot you time to heal, and do that. So, and then when you got Oath Keepers, you turn around and put dexterity mods, a lot of times what'll happen is you're longer distance, because they still haven't quite got the hit scan down for bows. You'll sit there, you'll get hit with the arrow at the same time they've already swapped with a dexterity thing and shoot you with a hand cannon once. So you actually die in one. You get hit with both shots.
I've done that. I have done that. The 1-2. Yeah.
Before you can even register that you got shot, you're dead.
Yeah, it almost. It feels like I hit you with a bow, and it doesn't even have to always be with Le Monarch. It depends on if I use a 120 or a 140, and depending on how much health you are and how much your resilience is, I could literally like hit you with a bow, swap to my hand cannon, and it's almost like a one shot. You'd be like, wait, how the fuck did he just one shot me with a hand cannon? And it's like, no, I hit you with the bow first. You just didn't see it.
Yep.
It's quick, but my favorite is if I'm rushing and all I have is my bow out, and I hit you with the bow, and then I do a melee like right after, just like a 1-2 real quick. And I've actually taken people out a lot that way. Yeah, it's really nice. It's almost like I one shot melee you, but I've tapped you and took out majority of your shield with the bow. And but I for some reason I love playing that way, even though I get killed a lot. So but it's fun, especially it's just like I'm an archer. Like I just love playing the archer ever since Skyrim, man. And it's just my thing. I just love it. I can't help myself.
That's why I gravitate towards pulse rifles, is because of
Halo. Yeah, it's the dad loadout. We get it.
It's not. It is not.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's. I bet Bygones was your favorite.
So, Bygones was amazing.
He's like, listen.
Don't get me wrong, but I was using pulse rifles before they were like Bygones was like the outlier. You always have the outlier in that, in each archetype that can be good. Bygones was for adaptives. Blast Furnace, like the only aggressive we had. Well, actually, no, we had was it right side of wrong or wrong side of right? I don't remember which way it went. One was a scout rifle, the other one was a pulse rifle.
Right.
Those two were pretty good, but they're the only aggressive frames. But back then, high impacts weren't that great. Rapid fires were terrible for the longest time, and then they finally got a buff. That's when Horror's Leaf started taking off like crazy.
Yes, I remember that.
But yeah, I mean, and when it comes to me being a PvP player, it's part of the reason I'm not that great anymore. I pride myself on not using the meta because I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
it's like, hey, if I'm killing you a lot more than you're killing me when you're using a meta loadout and
Th-
I'm not, it means
That's
I'm even better than you. So it's just like a nice confidence boost.
I agree. That's the reason why I go bow and hand cannon. You know, that
But
was
for hunters anyways, that technically is kind of a meta. Because you got
well,
got
it's
Oath
I would
Keepers
say
for
it's
the
like
infinite thing, and then you got Lucky Pants for the hand cannon thing.
yeah, but not too
So I
many
mean,
people do it. They don't go that route. And I feel like,
yeah,
you know, a lot of people are like, yeah, bows are good, but they just kind of suck at PvP. It's like, yes, keep believing that. The less people that play it that way, the better off I'm going to be.
I mean, so the only three, well, four bows that are really actually somewhat viable in PvP. Leviathan's Breath, but it's a heavy, so
Yeah,
uh,
I don't like it unless if I'm playing Gambit. Like,
T-Goose, simply because you know the hip fire's got auto lock on it.
yeah, it's got
the
tracking.
The Monarch for the for the annoyance, and then
Mhm.
Wishender for free wall hacks, and
Yeah,
being a kinetic, it does more
it
damage.
just draws way too slow for me. Like, I think I used that one like Wishender. I think I used that maybe a couple times, like a handful of times. But I could nah. I like my Monarch, and I'm trying to find me a better legendary bow, but it's hard to replace the Monarch,
So,
man. It's hard to replace
that's
that.
why hunters use Oath Keepers with them.
Well, yeah, but
That way
I
you can
got
you
the
can
timing.
pre-draw and
It's all about the timing of knowing when to draw and when to let go. And I've used bows for so long, I kind of already have it down. So it's like I would rather use a different exotic that could give me more of an edge than just for me to be able to hold the bow forever. You know, I know it's good, but in my play style, it's not. I'm always using the bow. Yeah, like if I see someone that's in low health, you know, I'll pick them off in midair. Yeah, sure. But whenever I'm actually like one-on-one with somebody, you know, I hit them with the bow, swap to a hand cannon, pop out, and just move on. You know, and then swap back to the bow. And I just love that feeling. Just playing that way. It just works. It's like a loop. And I love it.
yeah, so I prefer my. So that's kind of my biggest problem that I have in PvP is I play it for the guns. I like PvP is a movement game. You know, it's more about who can get where the fastest and what gun shoots the fastest.
Right.
Yeah, that's why there's, that's why Immortal was so ridiculous. That's why Recluse was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, it's more along the line. You know, that's why shotgun apes. That's why they were a thing. You know. But so they're taking right steps to kind of slow it down a little bit.
Yeah. I like it. I do, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what more changes that they're going to make in the future.
The biggest thing they need to do is get rid of skill-based matchmaking.
You don't like that? Oh, 6v6. Yeah, I can see.
6v6.
Yeah.
Trials. Oh yeah, have it in trials. That's the sweat playlist. It should be. It should be hard.
You should have to play people your skill level.
Yeah.
But 6v6, yeah, I could see that.
Nobody wants to go into 6v6 and sweat. Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
And the fact it changes on a per game basis too. Like you could have a game, your first game of the day, you get like a 12.0 because you join towards the end of the game, you actually go, 12-0 and game ends. Well, next game you're playing against some top tier players because it changes. It doesn't just go on your whole thing. It changes, and they started doing that with towards the end of Halo Reach too, when they were doing their skill-based stuff, where it would just change game to game as opposed to your whole overarching performance on your account.
Right.
So that's the main problem. Is they need to get rid of that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, we'll see what happens. They've been taking a lot of feedback. That they got a way now where people can actually submit their feedbacks directly to them, especially for PvP. And maybe we'll see that change.
It'd be a welcomed one.
Right. So, well, man, we're at like an hour and 40 minutes now. Shit. Time flies when you're having fun, man.
Yes, sir.
So, but yeah, I would say I'm gonna go ahead and let you kind of have your final thoughts. And yeah, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up at this point. Everybody that's here right now, I really do appreciate you being here and joining us for the stream. I'm gonna let you go ahead and kind of any last final thoughts. It could be about the game, it could be about your clan, it could be about anything, and then I'll let you go, and then I'll wrap up stream with the audience here, and I think we'll be calling it a night.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said earlier, anybody's welcome here. Like we got plenty of room for you. I think you said the link for our clan is down in the description. My Bungie ID is also there. So you can just shoot me a message on there. I also do post on Reddit and the LFG constantly. So you can find us down there as well. Yeah, if you have any questions, I don't know who's all in the chat from my group and who's not, but anybody from chat have any questions for me?
And of course, there's that delay. That awkward delay.
Always going to be a delay for typing.
Yeah, of course. And the stream is, I have it at like low latency, so it shouldn't be too big of a delay. But
yeah. I love you too, Zesty. Give it up. Oh. Yeah. There you go. Correct my name.
It's like, what? Wait.
Those are two of my guys.
Pestilence. I guess that's your new name. Gotta change it now.
Pestilence.
Yeah. Sounds like like French or something. I don't know. It's weird. Yes. Oui. Okay. All right. So
we'll call it there then.
Yeah. And I believe I've told you you're more than welcome. If you want to make a link for this particular stream, you're more than welcome to. And I'm going to be, this is added to my playlist, so people can watch through the different playlists that I have. And if you want to use this vid to put out there with your posts, you're more than welcome to do so. But yeah, I mean, and I think we should do a follow-up at some point too, later on down the line.
Yeah, well, hopefully I get more people in and have more talking points next go around instead of just kind of going off the rails with everything. So yeah, well,
hey, why not?
So yeah,
and
that works for me.
Yeah, and if you want to bring a guest or the more the merrier, as long as it's just you and maybe two other people. Anything over that, it gets crazy. So
don't want to carpool too much.
Right. So all right, brother. Well, you take it easy. Keep in touch, and I guess anytime you see me, if I put a post out in my Discord talking about, hey, I want to talk about this certain subject, and you want to hop in and pipe up and say something, you're more than welcome to join those as well. So
alrighty, I will do that.
All right.
Thanks for having me on. I enjoy it.
All right. Well, we'll see you later, man.
All right, have a good one.
Yep. Bye. All right. We're going to finish there. And we're going to go back to this scene. Again, I do appreciate, I know a lot of you guys were from his clan, so I really do appreciate you guys being here. Oh, and making this happen. Hopefully this works out. You know, the more that the videos get seen, the more likely you guys will get, you know, maybe get some people that'll be interested in joining your clan. But other than that, I got another one scheduled for tomorrow. So if you want to come check that out, you know, be more than happy to have you. So, go ahead and get this out of here. And all right. Well, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I hope the rest of you enjoy the rest of your evening. And until we meet again, Guardians, stay classy.